99.3 Nigeria Info. Pleasant evening. It's afternoon. I'm so much in a hurry to go and join some people in Democracy Day celebration. Yeah? Okay. Not to worry, though. I'll be here. I'll be here all through the show. You're welcome. It's Hard Facts, your Nigeria Info 99.3. I'm Sheriff Quadry. We're reaching you live from Etimi and Christian Victoria Island, Lagos, Nigeria. Nigeria Info is the nation's biggest talk radio in Nigeria. You can check out our data, our numbers in Abuja, our numbers in Port Harcourt, our numbers in Lagos. Unarguably, that is what the numbers are saying. We are the biggest talk radio. Yes, you can listen to us in Lagos here via your terrestrial radio. It's 99.3. If you're in Abuja, it's 95.1. If you are in River State, Port Harcourt to be precise, and environs, it's 92.3. And you've got great show anchors, directing proceedings across our different locations. So you're most welcome to join the family as well. That is why here on Nigeria Info, it's quite interesting, the kind of conversations we have, because we follow the stories, we stick to the stories, and we also educate and inform you as well. So today's Thursday. We're going to start with the big three as usual, and then at 4 o'clock we'll have a special conversation on Democracy Day. I'm going to be having you out there. At least we'll be taking, at least at the minimum, 2 calls at the same time for these 2 callers to have a conversation with themselves about democracy in Nigeria. Whichever angle you want to come at it from, I've got my own perspective, but I'm not going to share my perspective about democracy in Nigeria. I think, you already know anyways, because I spoke about it yesterday. But today it will be your turn to share your perspective about democracy in Nigeria. If you want to be a part of that, get ready. By 4 p.m. it'll be some sort of a roundtable for us to have that conversation. And at 5 o'clock, it's a global review on Hard Facts. We're going to be having a special guest coming through from Alberta in Canada. Will be joining us virtually to have a conversation about the genocide happening in Gaza. Interesting conversation ahead of us on the global review from 5 p.m. to 6. Essentially, it's been a very, very eventful day. It's been a packed day. Earlier today, the president addressed the National Assembly, joint session of the National Assembly, I must say. Also today, the platform held where you had His Excellency, former governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Raji Fashola, delivering a speech. You also had Tahiru Jega, former INEC chairman, delivering a speech as well. You also had Governor Soludo of Anambra State delivering a speech as well at the platform. Pastor Pojo Imade, great job. Thank you for furthering the conversation about nation building, about national unity. It's always, I don't miss the platform, for whatever reason. I think for a good cause, I don't miss the platform, because these are the conversations that I think that we should have, more and more of. Right. So there are also activities off the radio, off the TV, and today we also had situations in India, very tragic one. Quite a number of people, almost all the passengers of Air India are lost to that fatal crash in India. It's unfortunate to have plane crash. It's really unfortunate. May the souls of the departed rest in absolute peace. And back home here, off the TV, off the radio, we had Democracy Day protests all across the country. We'll talk about that of Lagos. That's our third story. So let's just begin with the big three right away. We're going to start with the presidential address of the National Assembly. The President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, earlier. By the way, you can watch this show on Facebook and on YouTube. Don't forget to watch, okay? Please, and also drop your comment as you watch on Facebook and on YouTube. Just search for Nigeria Info 99.3. Now back to the big three. The President spoke with the joint session of the National Assembly earlier, and he made mention of so many things. But what stood out for me, the angle from which we're approaching his address from, is that part where he said there's this rumor going about one party state, and he said what he said. Take a listen to the president, and I'll be right back.
The National Assembly has acted to uphold democratic ideas at every critical moment in our nation's history. In 2006, the Fifth National Assembly protected our democracy against unseemly third-term bid that would have ripped our constitution apart. In 2010, the National Assembly, through the doctrine of necessity, opened the door for then Vice President Goodluck Jonathan to become the acting president following the illness of his predecessor. Even under the military, the National Assembly tried to protect our democracy. After General Abacha took over power on November 17, 1993, and dissolved the National Assembly, some of us, led by Senator Ame Bute, the Senate President of the Third Republic, defied the general and his goons, and we reconvened old Parliament building in Lagos and declare that regime illegal. We had the courage to do so, the determination to reinstate democracy, but we were jailed for our defiance. On behalf of a grateful nation, I commend your invaluable role in lawmaking, oversight, and constituency representation. At this point, I plead for your indulgence so that I may put a terrible rumor to bed. To those who ring the alarm that the APC is intent on a one-party state, I offer you a most personal promise. While your alarm may be as a result of their panic, it rings an error. At no time in the past, nor any instance in the present, and at no future junction, shall I view the notion of one-party state as good for Nigeria. I've never attempted to alter any political party registration with INEC. Equally, my dear friends and colleagues, we cannot blame anybody seeking to bail out of a sinking ship, even without a life jacket. Look at my political history. I will be the last person to advocate such a scheme. In year 2003, when the then governing party tried to sweep the nation clean of political opposition through plot and manipulation, I was the last progressive governor standing in my region.
There you go. There you go. The president's speech. I think that explains itself. I don't have to add anything to it. Let's move on very quickly to the second story on the big three for today. And then I will come take your thought before we now delve into the last story. The second story is on Peter Obi. Peter Obi also has been speaking on June 12th. That is today, the Democracy Day today. And he said quite a number of things about our democracy. He said governing by remote is not what Nigerians need, and he was addressing the president of the republic, and he said you need to go around and get first-hand information. That's what he was saying. He said, Mr. President, and I'm quoting him now, Mr. President, you have already made over 30 international trips, spending nearly 150 days abroad. If you tour Nigeria's 36 states and dedicate just 2 days to tour each state, it will take only 72 days for you to do so. Less than half the time you have already spent in other areas of the country on foreign trips. You need to go around the country to see. We must end the troubling governance era that is filled with impunity, state capture, and absolute disregard for the rule of law and the checks and balances required of any worthwhile democracy. The government today, rather than show genuine accountability and measurable progress, focuses on manipulating narratives, gaslighting the public, shifting blame, and weaponizing governance. Nigerians live in a worsening and worrisome insecurity, widespread corruption, hunger, and general despondency. There are no clear benchmarks for measuring tangible development as we continue to witness the collapse of key indicators like education, healthcare, and poverty alleviation, which are presently measuring national progress. Our country today can best be described as a nation declining fast in all its facets. The security of lives and property has worsened, and the rule of law is virtually non-existent. These are the hard, verifiable facts. End quote. Peter will be saying all of these in his Democracy Day address. Writing. Let me just give a mention to the third story. Essentially, it's about the Democracy Day protest. Did you join any protest march today? I'd like to know. I'd like also to know if you did, what motivated you to join. If you did not, what discouraged you from joining? If you joined, are you impressed with the turnout of the protest? I heard there was a protest in Lagos here this morning. I'm not sure if the protest is still ongoing, but I know there was a protest at the National Assembly or close to the National Assembly complex earlier today as well. Now, Lagos, it's time for us to jump on this 3:18. Perfect time for me to jump on the calls. 0201 2770 993. That is 0201 2770 993. Female only line is 0201 465 7190 for the female callers. 0201 465 7190. For those in the diaspora, you can call the WhatsApp number, which is, of course, 0809 597 5805 on WhatsApp. That is 0809 597 5805 on WhatsApp. The president's speech, what we're looking at in that speech is the president's denial of a plan to turn Nigeria into a one-party state. The second story is Peter Obi's Democracy Day address as well. And the third story is the Democracy Day protest. Did you join? You didn't join? Why? Are you impressed with the turnout if you joined? Righty. Okay, so please turn off your radio. You've got 60 seconds to talk to me, okay? 60 seconds. That's all you've got to talk to me. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Hard Facts. Are you here? I can't hear you. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I can't hear a thing. Do try and call me back. Let me jump on another call quickly. Hello? Hard Facts. Good afternoon to you. Yes, please.
Mr. Maran speaking to you from a place.
Welcome, madam.
I listened to some part of the president's speech, and to be honest with you, he did well, the exceptions, were the jabs at the opposition. And one other thing I can't really remember, I remember the recognition of those who fought for democracy.
Right.
I appreciate him for everybody, especially the name, Frank Kokori. Those were the labor leaders, as at that time. So that speech did well. But what I will appeal them to do, what I will beg them to do is to be seen to respect the rule of law. There are people in custody today who are not supposed to be there. One is Atiku Issa. This controversy, between the Atiku Issa and the Tinubu and so on. Because the optics really matters. and then let the people, enjoy the dividends of democracy. These are not things we ought to be doing. We are supposed to be begging for. They are supposed to be doing these things. It's their responsibility to be doing this.
To do these things, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mano. Thanks for calling me. Appreciate your time. Okay, let me take this call here. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sheriff.
Yes, please.
Yeah, my name is Peter Omonse from Shomolu.
Welcome.
Now, Sheriff, let me tie the speech of Peter Obi and that of President Tinubu. Tinubu just came to address his people, the National Assembly that he belonged to, and then he told them what he is doing for them that does not have any positive bearing on Nigerians. He talks politics, he talks parties. He did not talk economy that Peter Obi referred to. He did not talk security of Nigerians. He did not talk education. He did not talk healthcare. He did not talk about Nigeria that he swore to take care of. So, in this case, he has actually, for me, disappointed the spirit of MK Abiola. He has disappointed me, Peter Omonse. He has disappointed the Nigerians that love this country, that saw this country working. That when Tinubu ran away and left this country to stay abroad, we were on the streets of Lagos fighting, telling the military to go back to barracks. And the military left to the barracks. Abiola gave his life, and Tinubu is now sitting on that death of Abiola.
Thank you.
And destroyed the country economically.
Thank you.
And politically. It's a shame on him. Thank you.
Thank you. And apologies. You can't say it's a shame on the president. It's absolutely and outrightly rude to use that kind of language. And secondly, you can't distort the fact that Tinubu ran away. There were many people that went into exile, and that is normal in a situation where you have a dictatorship that is clamping down on dissenting voices. The people that you claimed ran away were the people that fought for democracy. You try to distort facts, you try to distort history, and that will not be accepted. So I generously correct that statement that he ran away. He didn't run away. Even musicians at the time who were speaking up against dictatorship went into exile. You don't call people who fought for democracy, you don't describe their action as running away, as cowardice. No, that is not what happened. And this is to apologize to everyone, not just President Tinubu alone or Tinubu at the time, to everybody who fought for what we have today and went into exile, forced into exile by military dictatorship at the time. We salute your courage. We salute your sacrifice. We recognize your sacrifice. And we will always appreciate that. We will always appreciate that. Okay. I think I can take one or two comments here very quickly before the break, because the break is here already. No, now don't do this now. Somebody is sending me a message again about Lagos Ibadan Expressway right now. What is going on? It can't be the same thing now. Is it the same thing? Is it still happening, or is another accident? I want to believe that your message is dropping late. So I'm going to move on very quickly from there, because already people stayed all night. They spent 24 hours in traffic on Lagos Ibadan already because of the accident that happened yesterday. I think the break is already here. But let's go to break, Lagos. We'll be right back to take more of your calls and your comments on the Big Three for today. Stay with me.
.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back. Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know? Did you know? Your dose of facts we bet you never knew. Right here on Nigeria Info 99.3.
Did you know that people who eat whatever they want and stay slim have a slow metabolism, not fast? A skinny person tends to have less muscle mass than others, meaning their basal metabolic rate, BMR, is slower than those of a high muscle mass. This gives them a slow metabolism, not a fast one.
Another piece of the puzzle now revealed. Keep questioning, keep listening. Only on Nigeria Info 99.3.
It is an incontrovertible fact that the future of power is solar. It is becoming increasingly clear that solar is the way to go if reliable, clean, and uninterrupted power is our goal. Our homes need power, our offices need power, our public buildings need power, our lives and activities need power, and of course, I mean reliable power. Now, at the Solar World Electric Technology Limited, we have cut our teeth as professionals in the business of solar and renewable energy, ranging from inverters, lithium-ion batteries, solar panels, solar water heating systems, solar street lights, etc. You can visit our office at the Seco Mall, 5th Roundabout, Lekki Epe Expressway, Jakonde, Lagos, or our website on www.solarworldelectric.com, or you can call us on 0906 331 5492. Solar World Electric Technology Limited. We are redefining the limits.
It's tasty, creamy, and nourishing. It's original Niger yogurt. It's Fan Yogo. Go for the new Fan Yogo drinking yogurt. Fan Yogo, original Niger yogurt.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info. This is the Big Three.
The Big Three. On Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back, Lagos, Nigeria. It's still the Big Three on Hard Facts here. I'm Sheriff Quadry, and the stories are out already. In case you missed some of the stories, go to our Twitter page. That is X. Go to Twitter, X. The stories are there for you, and drop a comment for me. I will come and take your comment on Twitter. That is X. All right. Nigeria Info 99.3 is how you can follow us. As at Nigeria Info FM on Twitter, at Nigeria Info FM on Twitter. I'm going to release telephone lines once again. For those in the diaspora, you can call the WhatsApp number. The WhatsApp number is 0809 597 5805 on WhatsApp. That is strictly for those in diaspora. If you're here in Niger, you can only send message to that number. And please turn off your radio. Everyone has got 60 seconds to share their thoughts. Let's begin. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Sheriff.
Yes, Chris. Good afternoon.
Yes, Emeka is my name from Supply Town.
Welcome, Emeka.
Yes, quite commendable of Mr. President to have honored those who fought for democracy. That is the reason why we are where we are today as a supposed democratic nation. But the question is, how far or how well have we fared? You know, there are certain structures or certain principles of democracy should have been in place today. I had expected him in his address to at least restore Fubara back as the democratically elected governor of Rivers State. That would have added a lot of feathers to whatever he claimed to have achieved. And another thing is electoral reforms, because at the nucleus of democracy is free and credible election. Without electoral reforms, that will bring about right democrats in place. So we can never boast of having democracy. And then human rights records. And like P2B also said, it is important for Mr. President to have a feel of what Nigerians are going through.
Thank you.
It's obvious that he's disconnected or disoriented from what is happening.
Thank you.
Because those around him are just psychophants who don't want to tell him the truth. Thank you.
Thank you, Emeka. Thanks for calling. Appreciate your time. Let's go take some messages, right? Okay. Dominic from Ikorodu says, Sheriff, the president spoke from two sides of the mouth. He said he was not encouraging defections to APC. At the same time, he said he can't stop people from moving from the sinking ship. Who is sinking those ships? We're not convinced by his rhetoric. That's Dominic who drove that. Dominic, thank you for sharing. I've got another one here that says, I did not hear anything tangible that addressed the present suffering of Nigerians in the president's democracy speech today. He only talked about his achievement, praised himself, praised the National Assembly, and conferred national honors on dead people. That's not true. And some living ones. You could have said conferred honors on national heroes. Nothing more. The economy was not addressed. The fact is that the president has not shown the virtue of democracy that he claimed he fought for. It is a pity. There is no difference between him and the other past presidents, if he is not the worst amongst them. No name attached. Oh, Robert, thank you for sharing. I've got another one here that says, Emmanuel from Maryland. Emmanuel says, I pity the president for accommodating ship sinkers, as he called them. He pretended that they did not come with their various baggages. I pray they do not sink his own existing ship as well. He should watch his behind. Emmanuel, thank you. Let me take this and I'll come back to telephone. The president's address to the National Assembly is inconsequential because that broadcast is not what Nigerians need. It's glaring. That's what you're okay. It's glaring to everyone that the country is not working. Who will save Nigeria? Momo from Adamo in Ikorodu sent this. Momo, thank you. Hard facts, the big three. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. My name is Ralph. I'm calling from Dope.
Welcome, Ralph.
Yeah, I'm sure you heard the president. He said he held it down. That means he held Lagos down when everybody was moving to PDP back then. But can we say the same for all these unbridled, politicians that we have now? No. Especially that His Majesty, because if I say that one from what is Akwa Ibom now, you will say I'm listening. But these people are acting like lesser humans. It's not done. Thank you, Mr. Sheriff.
Thank you too. I don't understand what you mean by lesser humans. I can't factor that into your submission actually. I couldn't factor that in. Maybe if I could get a meaning to it, that would help. Babade, I'm coming to your message now, but let me take one or two more calls, huh? Good afternoon to you.
Hello, Mr. Sheriff. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please, I want to talk about students are calling from away area.
You're welcome.
My area where I'm seeing the whole thing is facing a lot that by this time nobody is talking about working on our electoral reform. I believe that is the basic thing concerning democracy. You understand? It tells me that by this time we are still doing paperwork from polling unit to ward to local government to state headquarters. Other African countries are laughing at us. I expect civil society and other people to be running a jingle. Let there be protests about counting election from the polling units. Let it be counting. If South Africa can do it, we can do it also. You understand? If we can recharge our phone and we receive our credit all over the country, and we can do 1 or 2 transactions in a day and we go the same time, do you think we cannot do this thing? If we are waiting for National Assembly, those people, if I want them, they can't do anything. This National Assembly is the worst National Assembly I've seen since I'm 40 years now. You understand? So, let us run a jingle like the one that Sheriff used to run in the morning, talking about Chuku Merije. Let's run a jingle about let the election reflect from polling units to national billboard where we'll be seeing it. Thank you, sir. Thank
you for calling. Appreciate your time. Thank you. All right. Let's take this one here. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sheriff.
Good afternoon. I'm good.
Jonathan is my name.
Welcome, Jonathan.
Sheriff, when the colonialists came, they met leadership. What leadership is in it? The monarchy. Thereafter, the military came in. The military setting, the people does not have a say anywhere. Now we were thinking democracy would be good. It came in again. People does not have a say again. They can't even hold leaders to account. But if you remember in those days, kings were bound. They were disbound from their village. If you remember, it happened. If they cross any line, they tell them to walk far. What am I trying to say? This democracy, is it working? I think we should go back to the monarchy side of leadership, where people leaders.
Wait. We should go back to monarchical style of leadership.
Yes, Sheriff, you heard me very well. Because in that leadership, leaders were held accountable. If you cross any line, they will tell you to leave this village and walk very far. Can you do that in democratic government? We can't do that up to today. Even ordinary protests, they will go and pour people out. What am I trying to say? It's not about Tinubu alone. Let's look at democracy in totality. Let's look at it totally, not only Tinubu. Is it working? This democracy is like, even as we as followers, we don't have a say.
Thank you.
Enjoy this, Sheriff.
You too, Jonathan. Thanks for calling me. Appreciate it. I don't know what to say to that, man. Well, thanks for calling me. Appreciate it. I mean, that would be interesting. Good afternoon to you.
Sheriff.
Yes,
Good
please.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Godwin from Ottawa.
Let's talk, Godwin.
Yeah, Sheriff.
Yes,
when
please.
this president was the governor of Lagos State, it was the opposition party.
Mm-hmm.
The ruling party pushed him around, intimidate him. He served his 8 years tenure. He did not jump ship. He now become Senate. During Jonathan, they so push him around. He still stands firm. You know why he stands firm?
Why?
Because the judiciary was working. The Senate and House of Assembly was working. Can he say of now? You are using EFCC to intimidate some opposition party, and even the judiciary. There is no hope. Nobody can say that that he will be able to get. He will get justice from it. You are using your power to push some of your opposition party, making them to come over just because of the criminal case they have on their neck. Why would they jump ship? Why would they come to? When they come to your party, what do you do to them? You leave them and you tell them that all what they have seen, they have been clean.
Thank you.
Let this president make sure that let the judiciary begin to work, and the people who are going to vote this government out from this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Let's go speak to Uche from the UK. Uche, how are you doing?
Sheriff Baba.
Uche, welcome.
Uche, how I greet you. Sheriff, I agree with Jonathan to a large extent. And let's be sincere to ourselves. You see, sometimes the problem we have in Africa and even in Nigeria is that we just want to do things by the orthodox books. Oh, democracy has been prescribed to Africa. We must accept it. It's the best form of government. Sheriff, sit down and think deeply. Is democracy the best for Nigeria? I listened to Okujimi this morning during the paper analysis. You heard what he said about his feelings about the comparison between the military and democracy that we have now. You heard what he says. That's an old man with his wisdom. So the truth of the matter is that we are deceiving ourselves. Democracy is not working for Nigeria. And it is not going to work. As long as you have these people presently there, and don't forget, they are already grooming people, successors, all over the place that will do exactly what they are doing at this, presently. So for me, democracy is not working, and it will not work in Nigeria. Take that to the bank. 50 years from now, we'll be worse off. With this category of people, with this kind of people that we have, it is not going to work.
Thank you.
So for me, like Jonathan said, I'm not too sure about monarchical kind of government, but we need to devise something better. We need to devise something better. Look at what is happening in Burkina Faso.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So for me, with this kind of people, we are
going
nowhere.
Thank you.
Sheriff.
Thank you, Jay. Thanks for calling me. Appreciate it. Okay. Interesting. And by the way, at 4 o'clock, that is our conversation. Democracy in Nigeria. And I would love to have your submission. Like I said, I would have at the minimum 2 people at the same time to debate democracy in Nigeria. Maybe, maybe not debate, but at least to have a conversation about democracy in Nigeria. And I would just be the moderator listening to you both. That's coming up at, and each session will last for 3 minutes. Each exchange will last for 3 minutes. Between the 2 speakers at 4 p.m. Democracy in Nigeria. You can come up with your submission then, and come up with your own point of view. But for right now, we have stories that we're following. The big 3 that we're following for now. I'm gonna head back telephone right away. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ferry.
Good afternoon.
I think the similar line is having issues.
It's down. Oh,
It's
okay.
overall connection.
Okay.
Yeah, please let me check. You see that women have not been calling.
Yes.
Issues.
Yes.
Yeah. So, on today's discourse, I don't know, probably because of the kind of people the president has surrounded himself with. I really don't know, because when you're giving a speech, I know he can't really allow critics to be around him, probably because of the kind of person that he's, the way he's wired. But I was thinking that if you always surround yourself with praise singers and psychophants who see good even when you're doing bad, because I don't really see anything in the speech that would give me hope as a Nigerian, I for one. And I feel that at this point in our lives, with everything happening in this country, a democracy speech should encapsulate everything that will revive hope. That renewed hope he clamored for, or he campaigned on. I feel that is what I was expecting him to do today. But more or less, it's the rhetorics of, selling yourself to people that are not sellable. Because I, for one, you said you are doing a reform, and I, as a citizen, I'm not feeling that reform. I'm not getting that impact in my life. I'm asking myself. So you asked the question, and you said, why am I not on the street, or did I come out to protest? Is it in this time around that when you go out to protest, they will clamp down on you and tell you that as a citizen, you are stifled and shushed up. You can't express your rights. My franchise as a citizen has been trampled upon. I think you know by now, Mr. Sharif, that they've also said there's Oro Festival, again, happening in Ikorodu. Maybe it was ill-timed. Maybe it was planned.
Thank you for your thought.
Presently, yes.
Thank you. Thank you for your thought. Appreciate it. And please, let's stick to the stories that we have, okay? Let's just stick to the stories. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. Okay. Let's take another call in. This caller isn't ready. Let's jump on another call quickly. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you.
Good evening, Sherry.
Good afternoon.
Madoka from Freestyle.
Welcome.
Anybody who is expecting Tinubu or the House to do anything to the electoral law or whatever, it doesn't just waste his time. The problem is, and anybody who is expecting not to tell people to stop people from joining his own party, that person is wasting his time. The supporters of those key opposition leaders should encourage that, because before Tinubu came in, there was an accountant, he was doing something in Lagos, and we thought something is coming in with, but he came in and he's been groping in the dark. How are we sure P2B will thought this on the Anambra will not grope in the dark? Has he showed us evidence that he has something, so there is analysis of problems of Nigeria, and how he's going to solve it? Has the article showed us what is different? Why are we sure we're not going to have another Tinubu? It's good to have one coalition, but present proposal to Nigerian people. This is what we're going to do differently. You haven't told us whether you're going to look at the electoral law. You haven't tell us how are you going to solve those problems. Tinubu has failed. Tell us. You haven't. You understand? Hello?
I'm with you. I'm listening to you. Oh, he's gone. All right. Let's take some messages. Let's take Abade's message. Abade's in Igbogbo in Ikorodu. Let's jump on his message, then we'll take a few more as well. Speech-making is just a routine now in Nigeria and a jamboree to his party supporters, and the speech wasn't really meant for the poor masses because it was devoid of assurance on security, hunger in the land, and other contemporary issues in Nigeria. Peter Obi's speech, I agree totally with him, and the president should do more. Okay, the president should do more of traveling across Nigeria than the overseas trips. Finally, take on the protest scare. No will, because this government doesn't have listening ears. That's Abade from Igbogbo in Ikorodu. Abade, thank you. I've got another one here that says Tinubu is not a Democrat, is altitudes. Or you mean attitudes, okay? It's indirectly like some African presidents who want to die on the seats due to the atrocities. That's Adams in Ikorodu. What has he done for you to think that he wants to stay in power? Well, what have you seen? What did you see? There is nothing to take home from Tinubu's address. He is for National Assembly and not Nigerians. Thank you, Peter Obi, for your concern for Nigerians. Okay, no name attached to that. I've got another one here from White. White is in Iba. White says, thank God the man turned Lagos to mega city and finally destroyed the country called Nigeria. Please, what is democracy? Can we clap for Mr. Tinubu for his handwork? White from Iba sent that in. I'll take 3 more and then we'll come back to the telephone. What's the time? Okay, we still have a bit of time. Please, can you give me any meaningful statements to the poor, impoverished, suffering, and Nigerians by the president? To me, he only spoke to his cohort at the National Assembly on how to be smiling while Nigerians will be there gnashing their teeth. That's Boyson from Afro Media who dropped that. I've got another one that says, Abacha's government was better than what we are having today. What was the what's PM? What's PM again? What's PM? You're saying what was the PM's price? What's the meaning of PM? Even when it increased, he established PTF. Now, okay, so I'm going to leave that message. It's very, very unclear. The president did not address the poor masses, but instead addressed the National Assembly. Okay, I think you sent this in earlier, so I'm going to drop that. Let me take one in place of that. I expected the president to first of all, pause for the thousands of souls that have lost their lives in the hands of terrorists before commencing on the speech. Also promised to restore safety in the land. This shows that insecurity is not ending soon. Chinedu from Ikoton sent that in. Chinedu, thank you. Okay, you know what? Let me just take just one more. Okay, Momo from Adamo Inikurdi says this Western system called democracy is a complete shamble to Nigerians. This system is not reformable. Nigerians don't have a say under Western democracy. Does the Western world want us to be equal to them? What do we do? That's Momo. Momo, you've successfully confused me with your message. But let me head back to telephone lines. Let's take a few more, then I'll go to Twitter. If I can see any message on Twitter, I will take them. Then I'll live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. I'll take messages from there as well. Good afternoon to you.
Sheriff,
good afternoon.
My name is Robert.
Let's hear you.
Sheriff, not that the democracy that we see from America is not working. The people that are practicing it are the problem. Democracy is a system of government. It's not that it cannot. But the people, those who are practicing it, especially here in Nigeria, are the one causing problems. So that's just my. And with this crop of leaders that we have here, I don't see anything except if there's another generation that will come. Democracy as a system of government on its own there's nothing wrong with it. America is practicing, other countries are practicing, and they don't have problems. Thank you very much, Sheriff.
Thank you to you for calling. We got a call on WhatsApp. Let's jump on it. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you.
This is Mark from you.
Welcome.
I want to add my voice. I heard the speech. I heard the speech of Mr. President.
Okay.
Fantastic speech. But as people have said, there is the speech itself did not really address the suffering of the people. And I don't know, each is a Democrat for democracy, but I did not think this is, what he had on his mind when he was fighting all along, for democracy. You are sending your praises in the midst of, your colleague, the National Assembly, and I've never seen it in this world. When, I write exam and I mark my script, nobody will fail himself, when you are marking your script. So it is people that will assess your performance. Great speech, but does he put food on the table of people? No. People are under pressure, everywhere is, people are downtrodden, people are, the world reports so many reports have confirmed that. But he has not addressed it. I wish, he could be honest to himself, to try and do the good of people, because you think that the National Assembly will make it to win the election. We'll see. God spares our life. At least, let's see what happens in 2027. That's my own. This is my
Thank you so much. Thank you. Right on time. Right on time. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. It's 3:51 from our studios. Let's take this call here, then we go and take messages. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Happy Democracy Day.
I
hear Chief Shodimu that he discussed the insecurity, the killing that is going on. But during the speech, I didn't hear anything of such. Even the flood issue that happened in Niger State, I didn't hear anything of such. You are talking of sinking ship, jumping into APC. Hello, sir.
Please go on.
So for me, I don't want to say anything about him, but just because Nigeria is at stake, that is why I will keep in one or two words. At least you should have talked about the security. Kashim Shetima, I always call on that man on NBA conference. He boasted, he beat his chest that he's going to be in charge of security. And look at what is going on in Benue and Plateau and even Yobe, other states. So what is he doing about that? Nigerians are dying. Thank you.
Thank you too. Right on time. Right on time. 3:52, Lagos. Let's go take some messages now as we begin to coast home. I've got this one here from OK. OK says, I don't know where in the world, but in Nadeco narrative that people who ran away become heroes and are those who fought for anything decent. Running away is the way of cowards and extreme cowardice. In 1964, Nelson Mandela was in Nigeria, among other African countries, soliciting funds for ANC and Onkotowa Sizwe, the militant arm of ANC. He was captured and sentenced to Robben Island prison after sneaking back into South Africa. Did not run away to London with funds raised, but continue from where he left the war against apartheid. That's OK, who said that. OK, again, I beg to differ. It's a standard practice anywhere in the world for freedom fighters to go to other countries and fight for. In fact, they can be freedom fighter from any part of the world for their people. I mean, it's okay to not like the man. I mean, yes, it's okay to not like the man. But I will not sit down here and listen to this sort of submission, rubbishing the efforts of freedom fighters that fought for our democracy. To me, it's myopic. It's completely myopic in terms of what freedom fighting is all about. You don't have to even stay, even in wars, armies retreat. You don't call them cowards. You don't say because they are retreating, they are cowards. This kind of mindset, this kind of sentiment, to me, is just myopic in its entirety. It's just myopic. It doesn't encapsulate a mind that is okay. I'm going to stop there. Let's go to break, Lagos. It's going to be a short break, and I'll be right back to take more messages. Stay with me.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.